Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and this is going to be a mini course, quick mini course on astrology. We call it here Astrology 101. This is the basics. I'm just going to go over the basics of astrology. If you're new to astrology, I'm sure you'll find this useful. Some of it may be repetitive, but some of it may be useful, and I'll try to throw in some of the things that I've learned that are maybe a little bit more advanced as well. So we see here on the screen, this is the zodiac wheel that we're dealing with. I'm not going to get into the astronomy of it, just stick strictly to the astrology. We see the houses there. We have, here's the first house, second house, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, etc. And they're numbered here in the center. So what is astrology? Astrology is the study of the positions and motions of celestial bodies and how they influence life on Earth. So we're making a statement here that through the study of astrology, we can see that there is definitely some influence that these celestial bodies have on us here on planet Earth. And this is the image here of the planets. Parts of astrology. And if you're learning, if you're learning astrology, to really get good at it, you have to memorize this, and this is what we're going to go over here in this introductory mini course. You definitely have to. You don't have to know everything, but you have to memorize some of the basics, the components. And this is the first primary component of astrology, and that are the signs of the zodiac. We have Aries. So over here in the picture, there's Aries and the symbols of Aries. You have the ram, and that's the glyph there for Aries. And there's the date there as well. And we have here in the corner, if you can see that, we have masculine and feminine. And they alternate: masculine Aries, Taurus feminine, Gemini masculine, Cancer feminine, and then around the zodiac wheel it goes. Down here we have the elements. They're fire, earth, air, and water, which I'll get into in another slide. They're also known as the quadruplicities and triplicities. So the quadruplicities are the fixed, cardinal, and mutable. So we have the fixed signs here: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Just to give you an example, you can go around for yourself. Aries, the cardinal, Aries. Go to the fourth sign, Cancer, to the seventh sign, Libra, and to the 10th, Capricorn. Those are the cardinal. And the triplicities are the air signs: Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Earth signs, and so on, water signs. Parts of astrology. Second part, you're going to have to memorize their meanings of the 12 houses. So there are too many correlations of there are too many correlations with the houses and the signs, so we may only mention a few of them here. You have to find a list. So an example of a list might be here. We have the first house of the self. The first house, also keyword, could be to be. It's a very becoming house. You're becoming something. Self-image, the body. These are all keywords for the first house, and there's too many to list. You're going to want to get familiar with the basics. Find yourself again, this is a mini course, but you want to find yourself a good astrology book that describes this in a simple manner. So we have the 12 houses. They also can be in modern astrology. Modern astrologers consider the houses and the signs to be interchangeable. what we also we could also consider them to be the house, to be the where the energy is where the energy is occurring, where the sign can be how the energy is occurring, and the planets, which we're going to get into next, are what is occurring. So we have the parts that we have the 12 houses, and just go around. You can see the same as the signs. They have the second house of values, the third house communications, the fourth of home, the fifth of pleasure, the sixth of health. Like the sixth house could also be pets, health, self-improvement. We have the opposition here, has Pisces listed as secrets, uh, hidden things, hidden enemies, jails, hospitals, places where people are confined. We have here the 11th, Aquarius, community. The 10th is the career. 9th, spirituality. So now the third main part, we have the first, second, and third parts of main parts of astrology, the signs, the houses, and the planets. And we have the sun. These are the glyphs that we use. That you're going to have to memorize the symbols. The sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Moon, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and on they go. And here's a birth chart. And if you're going to want to calculate your birth chart, I can calculate it for you. If you send me your birthday, your location, your time, my email, my information is at joeastrology.com. My email is joeastrologer@gmail.com. I can calculate that for you, or you can do a Google search and you can find many calculators there. So here we're going to look at the chart and some of the things we just described. This is somebody's actual birth chart. And we see, let's take a look at the components. We see here the signs. We see the first house. The AC is going to be the first house. And we see that Sagittarius is on the first house, Capricorn second, Aquarius third, Pisces fourth, and around they go. And there's more to this as well. There can be different house systems, which I'm not going to get into in this video. We're just going to keep it very basic. We start with the first. We see it's Sagittarius and go around the houses. So we can see our second house of values is Capricorn. And the planets are here. We have Uranus here. It's in the second house. Saturn is here in the fourth. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth house. Moon's in the sixth. The north node, which we didn't cover, that's also, we're going to want to be familiar with it's known as the north node, and the south node is here. It's the nodes of the moon. All of the planets have nodes, except for the sun. But the other planets, like Mars, Mercury, they have nodes too. They aren't used very much in astrology, if at all. That's very, very advanced, and definitely won't find very much information on that. So we're just going to stick with the nodes of the moon here. We have Pluto, Neptune, Venus, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter. This is the midheaven, which marks the 10th house, or the career house. And this is the IC over here, which marks the 7th house, or the relationship house. You can think of the ascendant as being me, and the descendant as being the other. And the 4th house here, the opposite of the career, the home. So the career is out in public. The home is more internal. So we can look here. You can look at this chart and give yourself a little quiz. Where are the planets in this chart? We have Moon is in Taurus. See Moon here in the sign of Taurus. As I mentioned before, the house, Moon is in the 6th house. The Sun is in Virgo. That's where this line here pointing. It's at 2 degrees, these numbers. The houses are divided into 30 degrees, or the signs, I'm sorry, are divided into 30 degrees. And we see the sun is at 2 degrees Virgo. Venus is in Leo. Mars is in Virgo. So you can see when you memorize this, you can do this very quickly. I can just go around without using that. I can just look here, Neptune, Cancer, real fast, Pluto, Gemini, Jupiter, Libra, etc. Same thing with the houses. I can go very quickly. First house, Sagittarius, second house, Capricorn, etc. Parts of astrology, we have also the aspects. Sorry for the blurry image, but we have the conjunction, the semi-sextile, the sextile, the square, the trine, the quincunx, or inconjunct, it's also known as, the opposition, and there are more. These are the basics. So the conjunction, we can see here, it's showing, these are the symbols for the conjunction, the semi-sextile, the sextile, the square. You're going to want to memorize those. See the opposition here. The trine is that green line. So the conjunction is within 10 degrees. The semi-sextile, 30 degrees. The sextile, 60 degrees. The square, 90. The trine, 120. The quincunx, 150. And the opposition, 180. So if we go back here to our chart, we can see that the sun is making it's not quite within the 10 degree range, but it's close enough. We see the sun is making a conjunction to Mars. That's what these lines are here in the middle. We see Uranus here is making a trine to the north node. So usually, and you'll see usually a trine that's the same sign, the same triplicity as I spoke about before, Earth. And that's usually why you also see a trine, because it's the same element. Trine being easy or harmonious aspect. See, Moon is making a conjunction to that north node. It's also making a far conjunction, distant conjunction to Saturn. We see that this Pluto at 27 degrees Gemini is making a square to Mercury in Virgo. So when we look at two mutable, or in the quadruplicities, they come together in a square, that's considered a square. When the mutable signs or quadruplicities make an aspect. There are no oppositions in this chart. And there is looks like, I'm sorry, there's an opposition between Neptune and Uranus, and a quincunx, or inconjunct, between Neptune and the ascendant. There's also a quincunx here between Jupiter and the Moon. So we can just go Jupiter opposition, 13 degrees Aries, slide over 30 degrees, and we have a quincunx. Here we are with the triplicities and quadruplicities I spoke of. We have air, fire, water, and earth. And my mouse shut off. So we have Mercury. We can see Mercury is in Pisces, so it's in the triplicity of Pisces. We see Venus in the triplicity of Earth. And we see the Mercury would be in a quadruplicity of the mutable sign. Again, mutable being Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. And we have transits. So what occurs during a transit is, this is your chart, your example chart, and you have the planets where they are in relation to your chart. And in this chart, we can see down there at the bottom, you have Venus and Neptune transiting right now for this chart. This person has Venus and Neptune transiting their Mars. And that is going to predict or show us when the influences are becoming stronger, or things may occur, or thoughts may occur, changes, etc. We also see here, you can see Mars and Saturn transiting that north node. So transits can also have these aspects. So these transits I just described are the conjunction transits. But we can see that Mars is also transiting the Neptune in a sextile, 60 degrees. We can see that Mars down at the bottom, measure out 60 degrees, back up to that Neptune at 8 degrees Capricorn. We also see if we have anything else, anything different. Jupiter is making an opposition to this person's sun. We see Jupiter, the green ones down, the green glyphs down there, it's making an opposition to the sun in Scorpio. And transits can also occur to houses. So we can see that Pluto is currently transiting this person's first house. You see Pluto there in the green on the left. It's in Aquarius. You could consider the way I described it in the whole sign house that is transiting the second house there, Aquarius. First house being Capricorn, second house Aquarius. And we can see that that Saturn and Mars down there is transiting the third house. And that's going to influence the person as well. And there are other charts that you can look at, that we looked at. You can look at transits, other charts. We have three main other ones: the solar returns, progress chart, and the solar arc chart. And these are all the things that you're going to want to get familiar with if you want to learn astrology. It's not just Aries is this and Taurus is that. And once you spend some time studying these and memorizing these, then you're able to read a chart like this, and you can help somebody else with their life by doing this. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this mini astrology course, and I have many other videos on astrology. I also do readings. I also teach astrology. Please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in those things. I also like to have fun with my channel. I have lots of fun astrology stuff if you're interested in that. And I hope this finds you well and this really helped you on your journey to learn astrology.